some of these tools and this timber may give you a bit of an idea of what's happening today. And it's something to do, of course, with my Pajero. So, you might have noticed of late that I have removed the drifter drawers that I had in my vehicle. As good as those drawers were, they weren't 100% suitable for my needs, for the way I wanted to camp. They were a little bit too big, they were too high, which really limited on what I could take in the vehicle. Now you would have noticed that I've now got a new 12-volt system set up, incorporates a lot of the new Victron gear. We won't need to go over that now. If you want to know more about that, just go back on my prior videos on my YouTube channel. By the way guys, 20% of you watchers are subscribers, 80% are not. So it would be great if some of you can subscribe to my channel, it'll help a real lot. So now what I mean, you probably would have seen some of the videos and etc. I've got no drawers in the system now, which has been fine. I've been out camping, well once I went away for the week and I've been trialling it in the backyard. And I've gone back to my old system where I used to take a lot of boxes and I'd have one box for kitchen, one box for my clothes or whatever, or bag, or one other box to different other cooking utensils and so on. That worked fine. But then there's always that, you know, you got to go in and find this and that, and oh, which box is this at, you know, and open this box there, and you got to pull the boxes out the vehicle. But you know my type of camping, I want to do it as simple as possible. So I just want to basically push a button, it's all set up. At least the accommodation is like that. How cool would it be if we could do that with some of the other gear there? That would be awesome. So, I know that's not possible yet. Who knows what the future's going to bring. So, I'm going to build a drawer, but I'm going to build a single drawer. So what we'll do shortly is I'll bring you over and I'll take you to the vehicle and I'll show you some of the ideas we got. So this is day one of the build. I've got a pretty good idea what I want, what I'm going to build. What I wouldn't mind is mainly to do with the kitchen side. Like I can't go uptown and just buy a single drawer. If I could, I probably would. I mean, for example, here in Australia, we've got a store here called BCF, which stands for Boating, Camping, Fishing, which actually sells a lot of assorted equipment, camping gear to do with boating, camping and fishing, hence the name BCF, Boating, Camping, Fishing. Excellent store. We got one here in trusty old Bundaberg where I live, and I love going in there occasionally and browsing around in their store there. They got these XTM drawers that quite often go on sale for half price, but they're too wide. Because I've got the big fridge, a 75 litre fridge, if I had my Angle 40 litre fridge, I'd have no problems fitting one of them on the side. So I can't find anything. I could get one custom made from another company, but that's going to cost a fortune. So why not make my own? Guys, I've got some good gear here. Why not use it? Apart from this one, I did go uptown and purchase this, but it's not only going to be for this build only. So as you can see, it's a Kreg 720 Pro pocket hole jig kit. So I've always wanted one of these, and it's one thing I love doing. I love building stuff with my hands. I've always loved woodworking. It was one of my favourite subjects in high school, was woodworking, and in fact I even considered becoming a cabinet maker as a career option. I've built a few things over the years, nothing probably as elaborate as what I'm about to try here. See if I can do a daily feed video, or at the most this might be 2 or 3 days. We'll see how we go, because I mean it's going to take a bit of time. I'm just going to take me time on this. I'm not going to rush, and of course I've got to edit these videos, so see how I go. So I've got the ply here. I've got a 2400 by 1200 sheet. It's 15 mil. I've got my trusty Milwaukee cordless drill, and I've got the Kreg connectors here, and I've got this new jig that we're going to put together. I haven't put it together yet. So it's called a rip cut, you can see here. So we're gonna use this to make sure the lines are nice and straight. And I've also got this big straight. What I'm going to do is I'll probably rip down one edge of the ply here to make sure it's nice and straight. So that way when I use this, and I'll show you, I'm going to put this together and I'll show you how this goes together. And it goes with the saw, so it gives you a nice straight cut. So I bought a lot of this stuff I got from Total Tools. We got a store called Total Tools. It's like a hardware store where they sell a lot of these electrical woodworking equipment, metal gear, etc. You name it, hammers, drills, all those types, all electrical tools and battery operated tools. FJ Camping and Touring, thanks for sending these stickers up to me. He sent me 2, so I've got one already on the back of the vehicle and I've got this one spare. So this is the space we got to work with. So as you can see, it's quite long and it's not very wide. And the reason because it's not very wide is because I can't find anything out there that's already made to fit. Most of the offerings out there are around about the 5 to 10 centimeters wider on the standard sizing. So what we got to work with here is we've actually only got about 37 centimeters at the widest point. You might notice, if you see the way the Pajero is, for example, let's get this out of the way. Now, if you have a look here, there's a bit of plastic protruding around about an inch, or just over an inch, probably an inch and a quarter, into this area here. So I'm thinking about getting my Dremel. I know some of you might think this is pretty drastic, but I don't mind. So I'm thinking about getting a Dremel and cutting this plastic out. So I don't know what your thoughts on that. Actually, probably by the time this is uploaded, this has probably already been cut. Otherwise, put down below what you think of that idea. Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? I don't know. Maybe I might upload the video first before I go ahead and cut that. But that'll give me an extra inch and a quarter or thereabouts in width of the drawer. And you'll be amazed. That could make quite a fair bit of difference. Now another thing is, the way these Pajeros are, thank goodness their back seats are not one big long seat. They're actually separate. So you've got a 2-seater here and you've got a single seat here. Very rare that I ever carry passengers on the back, but occasionally there are times. If it wasn't, I would remove this back seat and incorporate that into the system to my build here as well. But occasionally I do get the passengers, so for that reason I'm going to have to keep this back seat in, but 2 is going to be plenty. So I was wondering whether to just make the drawers up to here, which would be about a meter long, well about 950 long, but that's not really big. Or someone suggested to me, why not use this whole area and bring the drawers up to here, which I think would be excellent idea. And then this section here is where I have my 60 litre water bladder that I take with me when I'm camping. It sits right there. So I could have the drawers come right up to here. One thing is a big advantage in building this drawer myself is the fact that I can choose what parts I can use in the drawer. And one of them I'll show you shortly, you probably would have seen it in the intro video, is I've got some Dunn and Watson drawer slides, lockable drawer slides. And these drawers are the biggest that they make in the lockable ones, and they're extremely heavy duty. But the beauty with those drawers is they're full length. Okay, so it's not like these drawers where you pull out and only pull out 3/4 of the way, and then you got to dig in underneath, particularly if the drawer's going to be a bit lower. I don't want it too high. I want to keep it down a bit lower. Probably the same height as this. So that way then the top part of the drawer, or even better, what I could do is, yeah, probably just make the drawer straight here, and then have another piece of timber that sits on the top to cover this, as it was with as I done with the drifter drawers. If you noticed, I had another piece here that sat on the top, and it gave me, then I got all this area right up to here to store the rest of the gear that I take with me, such as my, depending where I camp, if I need to take a fire pit, if I need to take a shower ensuite, I need to take a toilet or something like that. That'll usually could probably sit right here. If I need to take my little generator, the Honda generator, I can often probably sit that here, and the toilet maybe sit over there, depending who's with me. But there's not a lot of extra gear that I usually take with me, because mostly everything is right here. Particularly if I've got this drawer system built here, where then I can have my stove in here, my cooktop, and then all the kitchen utensils in here. I'm going to build it full length right up to here, and what that brings it to is about 1555. That brings it right up to here. I'm probably going to go a little bit less. It probably will have to be about 1555, because the drawer slides I purchased are 1552 long. So I need to add probably another 1/2 inch or 15 mils to that at least. So it's just going to be over 1500 long, which is ideal. So now I got the choice of either making it to this width here, or cut this out and bring it all the way up to here. And if I do that, that's going to then bring the drawers out to around 39, probably almost, yeah, about 39 centimeters instead of about 36.5. So it's about an inch. So it's going to give me a little, probably just a tad over an inch. So I'm curious to know what you guys think of that. These are the drawer slides I'm talking about. So these are the Dunn and Watson. So they're famous here in Australia for your drawer slides. They build custom drawers. They also sell the components if you want to make your own drawers. So I've decided to go for the lockable drawers, because it's not always where I'm camping. I could be a slightly downhill or a little bit off on a lean. So you want to make sure you've got drawers, particularly if you want to use them as a kitchen, that they don't just keep sliding with gravity, sliding back into your vehicle or sliding further out. So these are lockable, and they're also lockable when they close. So what I mean by lockable, very similar to your fridge slides, guys. You know, the fridge slides, they got those 2 tags on either end, and you push down and then pull your drawer system out. They got their own YouTube channel. If you want to know more about these, go check it out on the YouTube channel. So as I mentioned, it's a 1552 long, heavy duty, lockable drawer slides. They weren't cheap, guys. I paid for these out of my own pocket. Everything you see here, I've purchased everything out of my own pocket. The only thing with these, I'm surprised how heavy they are, guys. Hence why I'm only using 15 mil timber here, guys. So I've got, when I say timber, I've got ply, 15 mils plywood. So it's not the construction ply, it's a little bit better quality than the construction ply, and it's also not marine ply. Because it's inside the vehicle, I don't think it's going to be an issue. And guys, I'm probably most likely going to carpet the bottom on the inside, and I'm going to carpet on the top. And I plan to then, the rest I'm going to sand it up, make it look really nice, and I'm going to put a clear lacquer over the top, and I think that'll look really smick. So if you look here, guys, see it's got these nice little patterns in here. Now imagine how nice that would look if I put a nice clear lacquer over the top, or nice wood stain over the top. So I'm not going to carpet the whole lot. And the reason I'm going to do that is to also keep the costs down as well. I don't want to spend too much money building this, guys. I'm going to try to keep it as cheap as I can, but also making sure the quality is there. So, what's the first thing we need to do? So now I've got a pretty good idea how I'm going to make this. So it's going to be around about the 15, close to 1555 long. So it's either going to be 36 or 39. I'm erring on the side of going 39, even though it means I'm going to cut that little bit of plastic off on the edge there. And I want to know what you guys think I should do. Should I make it more narrow or make it as wide as possible and cut that bit of plastic lip off there? So, once we decide that, then we're going to put some of these tools in action. And the main one is I want to make sure, guys, that this is a perfectly straight line here. So I'm looking at that, I can see that's not perfectly straight, it's very close. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clamp this down on the bench, and I'm going to use my trusty Milwaukee saw and cut that so I've got a nice straight edge to start with, because it's very important I've got that straight edge. And the reason being is because I'm using this, what's called this Kreg rip cut. So basically what it is, probably easy if I show you the picture. So you can see here, so the saw clamps on this, and then you've got up to 2 foot wide cuts, and then you just run it along the edge and you get a nice straight cut. But it's really important that the edge that this part here runs along is very straight, because if it's not, your cuts is going to replicate what that line is. That's why we've got to clamp that down. Using the saw, we're going to cut the straight line. And guys, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you cutting that line. But for now, I might call this film number 1. So the next film tomorrow, we'll start showing you all the next couple of days, as soon as I've got time to edit and upload. Today I will upload this video now because I want your advice what I should do about that width. So just curious to see what some of your saying is. And then tomorrow we'll then start cutting that section out and then cutting this edge straight here. Put this together. I'll show you how this goes together and how it works. It looks pretty simple. I have put the saw on here, but I haven't tried with the cutting anything yet. But I've watched many YouTube videos on this and I read through the manual, and it's very simple to set up. And then once we got the pieces cut, we're going to join them all together with this Kreg pocket kit. So this is a new one. This is an updated version. It's the 720 Pro. I've always wanted one of these for years, and I thought, well, this is a good opportunity to get one, so I'm super excited. I think by using those pocket joints, and you can see I've got the screws for it. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to film the video setting it up. I haven't used it before. I have not set it up yet. So I've been watching some YouTube channels on it, and I've been reading the manual, and so I think I've got a pretty good grasp on how to use it. So, but you're going to watch me use this for the first time, guys. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully, guys, you support my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Help my channel out a lot. And for all you guys that have subscribed, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. It's been awesome. If we get the views up, that'll be great. So please share my videos out, share them out. You go on my YouTube channel, you'll see there's something like almost 400 videos I've got on my YouTube channel. So either tomorrow or the next couple of days, I'll have the next video up. And that video up will be deciding on the width, going by some of your advice. And then we'll start putting some of these tools together. And then we'll start cutting up this timber to get ready to put together with this kit here, the Kreg 720 Pro Pocket Hole Dual Kit. Can't wait to try that out. So guys, till then, cheers. Look after yourself, eh?